So the chapter 1 part C briefs. So how will the unsuccessful person, means judgment debtor, pay? Right?
They have to pay.
Yeah. Number 1, examination of judgment debtor. Number 1, got money, right? Plaintiff can examine judgment debtor in court under oath to see what sorts of asset income he or she has. For example, Jane owes me $1,000, right? I sue her. So what happens? What does the judge do? Judge will see she has a car, she has a house, right? So she takes under oath, right? And so basically she has to pay. So the judge can even force her to sell those assets to pay.
They can force her to sell her property.
Yeah. I need to get money. How does she bring it, right? And the judge enforces it because so under oath, right? And then to execution. So he got assets or not, right? If judgment debtor has assets, right? The plaintiff can request from the court for a writ of execution, execution. So sheriff can seize enough asset to cover that. I'll take the big screen, the computer, right? For example, to cover $1,000, what they'll do is they'll take away her, say, a few laptops, one TV, right? I'm scaring her, right? Right? No assets. I know. No assets, sheriff returns rate. No assets sometimes. It happens, right? Yeah. Nalabona. No assets. So then they go after the land, right? If he doesn't have anything there, right? What do they go after? The land. So got land. If judgment debtor owns an interest on land, she owns an apartment, for example. A judgment can be registered, highlighted, registered as a charge, highlighted charge. Charge meaning notation. Notation means a notice placed on the title, where it says in a big bold letter, owes $1,000, right, to JB, right? And judge then it says, and debtor's interest at land title office, right? So whenever she tries to sell a unit, what happens? On title search it shows JB's name, $1,000, right? So judgment must be renewed every 2 years to be valid. So in order to cover that, I have to renew it every 2 years. After 2 years, it goes off from the title. So I have 2 years. Judge.
So you have to renew or have to renew?
Why you renew? You think JB will forget? And then it's a judicial sale. So then judge says she's very clever. She's not gonna give $1,000 to JB. Let's sell her unit. Remember 4. Judgment creditor, person who one can apply to court to have property put up for a sale. So proceeds are paid out to judgment creditor after all financial charges against the land are paid. But I still don't get the money. First the mortgage gets paid, right? If the money is left, then I get paid. Alright? So the key thing is judgment can be registered on the property. Then 4 is the garnishing order. So she's working somewhere, right? And now the judge can garnish her wages. So certain portion will cover from her $1,200, 35%, whatever, right? Garnish wages, and a portion goes to court to pay judgment creditor, right? The poor guy has to have some money to live, she has to live, right? So court can order 30% of wages. So now she'll start driving taxi. I'll get all the cash money. So that's why when the people get divorced, what they do? They drive taxi. They do cash jobs, not to pay, right? 30% of wages paid into court. So third party is ordered to pay money to court instead of directly to judgment, but then she pays to the court and then court gives further to the AB, right? Not directly. So then note, court costs are at the discretion of the court, as I told you before, right? meaning the judge will decide who pays the court costs, no matter who wins or loses. Yeah. So basically, this one comes in the exam, right? Then it will be all of the above. Examination, judgment and debtor, execution, right? Land, charges and garnishing order. And so now you can do the tidbits, right? So tidbits. So there are 3 laws. Which one is number 1? Common law based on previous decision, equitable based on fairness, statutory law made in the parliament by the federal government or in the legislature by the provincial government. If there is a conflict among them, which one prevails? The statutory. Second one is equitable, and then the common law. Judge sometimes make a decision using both common law and equitable, but equitable prevails. And then we talk about civil law and public law. In civil law, like agency law. Public law, criminal, constitutional, and the tax law. So the question they ask you, which of the following is not a public law? Is the agency law. And then we talk about 3 levels of government: federal, provincial, and municipal. Municipal bylaws, street regulations, right?
Yeah.
And then the provincial has educations, civil rights. And then we talk about federal. Federal is marriage, divorce, fisheries, national defense, right? And then we talked about 4 courts. One is small claim court. How much money? 20?
100 crores.
Yeah. And then Supreme Court of BC.
Yeah.
And then BC Court of Appeal is the highest court. 3, 5 or 7 judges decide. And then the 4th one is Supreme Court of Canada. So 3, 5, 7 or 9 judges. Okay. And then we talk about those 6 steps. Those 6 steps are, number 1 was writ of summons, then appearance, then pleading falls under 2, like statement of claim, statement of defense, and then is the discovery. Most of the cases are solved in a discovery, where there is a lawyer and the plaintiff, and there is a defendant and the lawyer, right? And then the 5th one is trial, and the 6th one is a judgment. Okay. And then we talked about this one now, the judgment debtor, right?
Yeah.
And then the execution, and the charges on the land, and the 4th one is the garnishing order, 30% off. Okay. So that's it.
So 30% goes to the court?
Yeah.
From the total
Yeah.
how that will be getting.